From Rashi?
Okay, today we're learning the Gemara about Kama Daf Samach on the base. Omar Rabbi Dom Rab. Lo'ilam yikonos adam b'chitoiv v'yetza b'chitoiv. When you go to a city, when you travel, try to come in. Good means during daytime still, before it turns dark. And also when you leave the city, yetza b'chitoiv, leave the city when it's light, don't leave when it's dark. Now, in our days, we're less makpid on it. We're less careful with this because there's lights all over. It's not, the roads are not as bad as it used to be. There's not so many robbers on the way like it used to be. So it's easier. However, it's still recommended if you can, better travel during daytime, not during nighttime. Hashem said, don't go out since there is Makas B'choy, there's a pandemic outside. There is a Malach HaMoves outside. Try to stay indoors. As we're going to learn about more soon. So same thing over here, even though every night is not Makas B'choy, but since night it's time of Mazikim, so better to stay indoors, not to be exposed. Okay. Gemara says now this. Don Rabbanon. Dever bo'ir kanes raglecha. Shneimar v'atem lo setzu ish b'pesach beis ad boiker. Same person we're learning. Same thing if there is a dever, a pandemic in a city, stay in. That's even during the daytime. Yeah. Same thing over there. What says the person was going on a makas b'choyres. Same thing if it's going pandemic, like we had a COVID over here. So you could blame who told to stay home. But if it was a real pandemic, I don't know myself what it was. But if it was a real pandemic, which any time shouldn't be any pandemic, but people should stay home. There's a pasuk in Yishai. Lech ami boy b'chadorecha usgoir delosecha ba'adecha. Hashem says, my nation, go inside your rooms, close your doors behind you, stay home. Another pasuk, mechutz shakel mechadorim eimo. Why the Gemara says, my vo'omer? Why need another pasuk? What are you talking about that pasuk? That outside going cherev, that's going over there like a melchoma. If you're going to say the pasuk which says atam al tetzim pesach b'sh ad boiker talks about night. Maybe only night people should stay home. But maybe during during the day, maybe I could stay home. The pasuk that we bring from Shmoyis, it only talks about the night. It says, Toshma lech ami boy b'chadorecha is God. The pasuk in Yirmiyah tells you no, it doesn't talk about night over there. When there is a pandemic outside, there is God forbid tzoros outside, stay home. So it says, v'chitema hanemile hecha deleka emo migavai. Amalecha ed deika emo migavai. Kinavi Yosef ben Inche betzavsa the Olmet Femal. So like this. When we say go outside, I mean stay inside, avoid outside. When there is a problem outside, it's calmer by you inside the house. But if it's something going inside the house too, people getting sick from each other inside the house too. Who said it's better in the house? Maybe it's better to go outside and we have a schus arabim with tzavta together. Maybe that's better. That's why it says the oshma mechutz shakel cherev mechadorim eimo. Even though inside the house you have some fear, we might make each other sick. But mechador that inside it's only eimo. It's fear. Outside is cherev. It's a lot worse. It's a real sword over there of the mazikim of Malach HaMoves. Yeah. So that's why, again, the Gemara recommends you should, when there is problems outside, stay indoor. The Gemara says, Rova b'idan ritcha ave sochar kavei. Rova, when there was a idan ritcha, meaning when there was a dinim outside, he would close the windows. Some people have a minute to close the windows at night. The window shade, they say it's time of dinim, like we don't want the dinim coming. But again, that's talking about not some dinim of a regular night, talking about when there is a ritcha outside, when there is going on outside, when there's a pandemic, when God forbid the war, he says, close the window, the dead, God forbid, when through our windows, meaning there's something over there, that negative energy that's going outside could go in from the window, so symbolically you close it to block it. I saw a beautiful pirush from a sefer, Dorash Moshe. It says over like this. The pashtus, meaning we want to block the dinim, we want to close the window, close the door, stay in, the dinim should not come inside. It says over here, talks about which doors and windows, talks about the door and the windows of your body, the eyes. It says, when there is, God forbid, tzoros outside, when there is melchama, pandemic outside, he says, close the doors and the window, close your eyes, don't look at things you're not supposed to look, because a lot of the tzoros is coming from there. That's what it means. Close the windows. Don't look out. Don't look in a place you're not supposed to look. In that chus, you'll have a protection. You'll be saved. Also, we could add to it another pirush, meaning close the window, close the door. A lot of times when there's problems, we either could accuse other people for the problem, either individuals or community to community. So people by nature like to be self-righteous, and they always like to find somebody, the scapegoat, that's his fault for this, his fault for that. So telling you over here, close the window, don't look outside the faults of others, whether individuals, whether community to community, they're blaming each other, that's your problem, that's because of you. And close the door, close the window, and Boba Chadorecha, come to your room, go look in yourself, where could you improve yourself? The tikkun is going to come when people, instead of blaming each other and demanding from each other tikkun, if everybody goes inside himself, looks where I could be better, where I could improve. If everybody going to do that, that will bring the tikkun. That's what the Rabbi says. He was close the windows, meaning there's a problem. Don't look for who I could blame for it. Close the window from looking out, look inside and see where could I improve in me. The tikkun of the olam starts from my tikkun. When I'm sucking myself through this, it could spread out, not the other way around. Not if I fix the world, I'm going to fix myself. You start, that's what the Rabbi says, you have to close the windows. Okay, now the Gemara says like this. Now the Gemara is teaching us advice opposite than what we learned in a different scenario. Ton Rabbanan, Rov Ba'ir, when God forbid there is hunger. Pazer Raglecha. Then the Gemara says, Pazer Raglecha meaning spread your feet, meaning go out. Shnemar Va'yirov Ba'oretz, Va'yered Avrom, Mitzrayim Alogur Shom. And Avrom Avinu. In his time was a famine, so he went from Eretz Canaan to Mitzrayim, meaning he didn't close himself like by pandemic inside the house. The other Rabbi went out. Oimer, Imamarno Novo Ha'ir, that's by the Gechozi Vavon of the Mitzrayim. They were outside the Machane. They said they were so hungry, if you're going to come to the city of Rov Ba'ir, Umas Nashom. So that's why they went out to Machne Aram, and from that came the Yeshua. Now, what we're learning from this is that by pandemic it says come in. But whatever, we explain why it's to stay away from the dinim, stay from outside, look into yourself, improve yourself. But when there's a rov, but there's a bad economy, and there's a rov, instead of staying in, go out. Now, why? In this case, you don't say just stay in, avoid the dinim, avoid the gevuras, because one practical reason. Because when the things don't go well, Adrabah, you have to be more outgoing and try to socialize with people. Maybe you could create an economy. Maybe somebody needs to buy something, to sell something. By going out, you have more opportunity to see. Maybe by going out, by socializing, things could get improved. That's a very practical, very simple reason. But then there is another reason for it. The idea of going out, it's to tell you like this: if it's a rov, it's a famine, a hunger. People have hardly what to eat. It tells you over here, you might think, I have to worry for myself and my family, would have nothing to eat. But it tells you, the Chazal telling you advice, you want to improvement for that, go out to look for others who may be worse than you, that they need help more than you need it. Maybe you try to help them. If you are hungry, maybe there's an elderly couple over there, maybe there is an orphan over there, maybe there's somebody that's worse than you doing now in that time, maybe he needs help, maybe more desperate, so go out to help them. That's what it means. Maybe you could be helpful, and in that schus that you're going to help in that matzav. Others, Hashem might alleviate the hunger. You're going to see people, even though they're hungry, they could worry but for themselves, but they worry more for others. They're going out to help others, and we see this idea in the Gemara Gittin. Gemara Gittin, Dav Zayin, the Gemara brings a posuk from Nochum. It says over there, Koyam Hashem, Im Shleimim, V'chen Rabim, V'chen Nigoizu, V'ovar. But since it's very, very, we don't have much time now, I'm going to just say the end of that Gemara. The end of the Gemara, which is more nagia to us. The Gemara says that in that posuk, v'ini sicha, lo en cha'od. That posuk says, what I tortured you, I won't torture you more, or the poverty I gave, won't give you more. The Gemara says over here, Omamar Zutre, afili oni amisparnes min tzedakah. Even there's a poor man that is being supported from tzedakah, ya'aseh tzedakah. Also should give. He hardly has enough for himself. He other helping him to finish his month. He should also give tzedakah. He says, "The when you're poor, when you give tzedakah, lo enchaot ton Rav Yosef shuv and manila simana aniyus." So the oni when he gives tzedakah is way greater than the osher. The osher he has what to give. The oni when it's very mitzumtzum, he needs himself every pruta, and he cuts from his piece of bread. He cuts it in half, and he goes from his own parnasa. He gives it to others. And you giving it tzedakah lo enchaot. Hashem says, I'm going to take away the simana aniyus from it. That's what the Gemara says over here. And there is a rov here pazer raglecha. Obviously, you're going to be busy with finding food for you and for your family, but also don't forget others. This is a great opportunity to help them. And because it's such a matzav, it's not normal that you don't have what to give really. You mamash have to give away from your own piece of bread, but that would improve. That would take away the hunger from us, because Hashem says, I will take away the simone aniyas from you.
Is that the news or something?